A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there to my channel, The Twin Flame Union. And in this channeling, the title is Divine Masculine Makes the Final Choice as... A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there on planet Earth who are on this ascension journey. I welcome you all with a lot of love and compassion, and I feel that you can do it. All of you can do it. Yes, in your due time, you can do it. On this note, I would start this channeling session, which is titled as Divine Masculine Makes His Choice, His Final Choice as the Divine Feminine. Divine Feminine is his final choice. This is basically the energy of this channeling. Title really doesn't matter in this channeling because the energy is more intense here. There are no dialogues in this channeling, there are more energy. And if you get the energy, then you can make the most out of it. Now, they are both twins, which means they are both mirrors. So whatever happens with the Divine Feminine, the Divine Masculine is basically going to mirror it. And that's why we say that the inner work, which is done by the Divine Feminine, has a lot of importance and has a lot of value. Everything, in fact. So for all her life, she was living with her own set of soulmates. Now, some of the Divine Feminines could have been married also, so she had a soulmate from that relationship, the karmic soulmate or the karmic partner. If there are children, then obviously the relationship would continue, but it would not be the same as husband and wife. It would probably be like co-parenting or just knowing that yes, sometime, somewhere I was married to this person. But obviously the healing has to be done, so that whosoever was involved in her life, they all move out and they do their own things while she's free to do her own things. So she also had many negative soulmates. So there are two types of soulmates, three different types of soulmates. Some soulmates are there to... All soulmates are placed in our life for the purpose of growth, for the purpose of ascension, obviously. But some of them are always going to treat us in a very negative manner, always give us pain, always give us humiliation, lack of love, no sympathy, no empathy whatsoever. Even if you die in front of them, even if you are in terrible physical pain or you are in tears, they will never see your side, never see your pain. And those are the negative soulmates who will always make you feel that they never have your back, or that particular area will never have your back. And even if you have many in that group, like you could have 10, 12, 15, even 20 negative soulmates. And obviously not all of them would be living under the same roof with you or living under the same, situation or same area. But energetically, they will all have some impact. So the very powerful empaths and very powerful people on the ascension journey will have to deal with all of them one by one. And they will all keep, crumbling away, and turn into ashes and then, vanish into thin air, slowly and gradually. Maybe it starts from 7 to 8 and then you see that, okay, they also have soul groups. Then you have positive soulmates in your life who will always be there for you, through thick and through thin, even in life and even in death. Even if they decease, even if they pass over, they will always stand by you and they will give you energy astrally and they will love you unconditionally. Unconditional love would be given to you from these positive soulmates. Positive soulmates could be less in number, but they are always more powerful and they have more impact in the life of the person, and they also give you energy via the DNA template. So if you have one very strong positive soulmate, it will be equivalent to many, even hundreds in some situations. And if you have positive soulmates as your masters or your spiritual teachers or as your gurus, then you are probably the luckiest person on planet Earth. You will have your pain, because pain is something which everyone has to go through. That's why I keep telling people on the ascension journey that never resist pain. Feel the pain. Go through it. Let it be there. Watch it fully. Observe it. Don't run away from pain. Whatever you resist, persist. Whatever you run away from, or you are like, okay, this is not what I want, that will haunt you in some way or the other. So face it. Be very bold to face the pain or any difficult situation. Be like, yeah, I have seen so much in life. This does not bother me anymore. And even if in your imagination you feel that somebody is giving you pain or troubling you, know that you are the winner eventually and you will find a way. Be very confident in that, zone. So what I see is that the Divine Feminine has done immense amount of work in the ascension. And there is a block between her and the Divine Masculine. The Divine Masculine really loves her, and obviously she has already figured it out that he's the one. Because in the past some time, what happened was that she started analyzing all the guys who were in her past and who made her feel loved. Because there were some good guys also who she met. It's not like all of the people were bad. There were probably less number of good people, but there were still some good people, and some were neutral, and some who appeared to be very good, who looked very good for all these years. She thought they were very good, but because of ascension work, because of inner work, because of deep meditation, she can now see the clear faces of all the people. Who is good, who is bad, who is her well-wisher, who is not, who wears a mask all the time for the world, and all of those things very clearly. So what has happened now for her is that she has literally figured out that the negative soulmates are never going to have her back. And it is the Divine Masculine who will always have her back. Even though in the past they have had these, communication, these negative communications where he said that I don't want to see you, or she said that I don't want to see him, etc., or, all of those things. But those things were happening because of the blocks created by the negative soulmates. So for many years, all these negative soulmates surrounded her, and you in the ascension journey would know who they are. They could be very close best friends. They could be very close colleagues. They could be very close business partners. They could be people who are with you since your school time. They could be people in your family, your mother, your sister, your brother, your cousins, your uncles or your aunts. Or for some people, because the Divine Feminine does not have a masculine energy problem. You all have to understand that. She has to work on her matriarchy patterns more than anything else. It could be grandparents, it could be anybody, like literally, but they would be in a group and they would be in good amount of number, and she would always hope that they will change. Love is such a thing that, even an animal on the street, if you give them some love, if you show them some love, they really appreciate it. The people on the streets, poor people, poor children, they all need love. But love is also something that you have to build within yourself. You have to create the love within yourself so that it starts reflecting in the outside world. And love cannot be bought from money. Love cannot be bought, if you do some barter with someone. These are not the ways to get true love. True love is something that maximum cases I see the people who are very much connected to the divine, they have witnessed true love. And in this journey, which is the twin flame journey, the ascension journey, the journey of duality to singularity, in this journey, the Divine Feminine has to learn by experience that the energy or the person or the feeling that gives her true love is the love of her source, is the love of her guru, is the love of her master who has actually taught her to be connected with source. And wherever she will see true love, wherever she sees abundance of true love, she will recognize it in 1 second. And wherever it will not be seen, she will recognize that too. So now, after all of these years of hard work and meditation and deep work, and I'm 100% sure many of you on different parts of the world will resonate with this, because this is a global movement. So all of you people who have been in this journey for so many years would understand. Even some new joinees would get this, because even the new joinees started going through pain at a very young age, which means that for some people this pain started at say 5, 6, 7, 4, 9, 11, 10, but for some it actually started right from the womb. The moment they were in the womb, this lack of love, this lack of hatred. So for example, the child is in the womb and the mother says, I don't want this child, I wish I had not conceived this child, I wish to get rid of this child, this child is just not good enough for me. And the whole day this mother is thinking the same thing while the child is in her womb. So for some people this intensity starts right from the womb. So you can imagine that they have been going through this, they have been struggling, this lack of love and this misunderstanding, because it's not the child's fault, but the mother keeps blaming the child, that because of you I'm going through this, because of this stupid child, because of this problem, because of this, because of that. So this creates a lot of pain body, lot of struggle, lot of lack of love, lot of abandonment issues. That type of a mother will never look after the child. She will not feed the child properly. She will not take care of the child. The child would be given away to nannies or other probably grandparents or someone else, and the child would be literally without the mother, crying in the pram or crying on the bed. Or if the child is lucky, she would or he would get a nurturing mother figure or a father figure, and that would become a positive soulmate for the child. So what my point over here is that the divine feminine has figured out the negative soulmates, and she has had enough. And this was also now the universal guides are telling me that this was long due actually. She had these strong feelings since a very long time that they don't have her back and they will never stand for me. She said that to herself many times, and it's time that I move on. But she kept stalling it with a hope that maybe some morning sun would change their mind towards her. Maybe they would understand where she's coming from. Maybe they will have some trust and faith. Or in simple words, no one wants so much drama. They would do less drama. In simple words, they would, be like real family. Now, this is also because people who get the abandonment or they don't get true love since childhood, they feel very guilty to leave a pack. It's like they feel that, I should not leave these people, or I could be a very selfish person if I do this. I should just, I should never do that. What happened with me? Because for a long time she doesn't know where is this abandonment coming from. Now I'll tell you scientific reason for this. The scientific reason is that everybody is born with a different frequency, and the frequency comes from the DNA. Now when you are born if you're a star seed, which means you have been given this DNA from the higher realm. At that point, what will happen that your frequency will obviously be very different from many people. There are other star seeds on the planet also. There are other crystals, rainbows and indigos and different types of people. So obviously the star seed would resemble or resonate more with people like that, not with the people who have a more earthly journey. Or in some cases, the earthly journey for those people would be very long, which means that they would learn the lessons much later. They would then realize that this person who was with me in my life for such a long time, for so many years, that was the right person and this was not. And the same thing happens with the divine feminine also, because then she realizes that some people who she did not understand or she did not value as much as she should have done when they were around, they were the real people. They were the ones who really loved me, not the people who I've been running after and I've been, wasting all my time or all my money or all my efforts or all my love. And most troublesome thing is to seek validation. Now, we must never seek validation from other people. And it is also because of some of the societal energies and some of the community energies. You could be living in a neighborhood like that, which is full of people who don't have compassion towards others. They fight a lot, or they fight for the wrong reasons. They love to fight. You must love to fight. All revolutionaries are basically fighters. All spiritual ascension people are all spiritual warriors. So being a warrior is a great thing. Even Lord Sri Ram was a warrior. Lord Shri Krishna was a warrior. But what are you fighting for? That's what matters. You could be a warrior for all the things you do, but you must be killing all the good people. You must be murdering, innocent people on the street. So it's very important for you to know what are you taking a stand for and who are you fighting for and what is your war all about. Are you fighting for humanity? Are you fighting for truth? Are you fighting so that only truth prevails? If not, then you're not a real warrior. Then you're just doing it for publicity, or you're stupid, totally stupid, you're completely ignorant, or you are still not there yet. You need to do more inner work. So these are the things that will teach the divine feminine, have taught her actually. Now this has a lot of impact on the divine masculine's energy because they are mirrors. So when she's doing this type of inner work in her domain, in her sphere, in her DNA template, the same thing is being done by him. So for the divine feminine, what does she need to understand? That her real true love is with the source. The source will always have her back. Her guru will always have her back. The masters will always have her back. She starts seeing a lot of miracles. She starts seeing many butterflies. She starts seeing the triple combinations of many numbers, especially 777, 555, 999. These are all the numbers that, and 444, which comes for deceased people, 333. She will see, and it will start from the series of 1. She will first see 1010, 1111, then 111, in different types, like 11 and 11, like with the dash in between, then 111 and 1, then 1 and then block 111. So many forms of number 1 will be shown to her. And from there on, it will keep going on and on and on. Now, there are a lot of people who work in the law of attraction domain. They will tell you all this is rubbish. They'll tell you only this is right, that is right. And keep thinking the whole day, keep thinking on your, what you want, keep trying to manifest. And there are some very intelligent law of attraction coaches who tell you to let go and leave it to God and focus on your personal development. Those are the ones that I kind of tilt towards more, and I will suggest you also to do that. Instead of constantly focusing on what your desire is, it's better to know that you have a desire, but let it go and let, universe do it for you, and you just simply focus on what you love. Now the divine masculine is mirroring the same thing, and in his template. So just the way in her template she has negative soulmates, which I said could be anyone, but she has finally recognized them, and she has also recognized that she has to move on. She has to move out and move on from this particular group of souls because they are not on the same frequency, or it's not their time yet. They could be good people, they could be bad people. I would not get into that, and I will also recommend you also should not get into that, because then that will create big blocks for you. That attachment has to end. Now she is completely detached, and she knows 100% that I have a mission on planet Earth, and anybody who comes in between that mission and tries to pull me down on a regular basis, be on a daily basis or a weekly basis or a monthly basis, or as and when they get the chance to do it, and they will never stand by me, no matter what I do. Even if I bring the stars and the moon to their feet, they will still not do it. They will still say that, no, there's something wrong. The sun I don't like the color of the sun, or the moon, it's too cold and the sun is too hot. And they will never see the effort that she made to do that for them, only for them. They will never see that. So this creates this actually does good for her, because all of this while she did not understand where is this coming from, where is this lack of love coming from, where is this lack of validation coming from. Finally she can see it, that okay, this is the place. And this is what happens with the masculine, because for masculine he has to understand the divine feminine is her true love, and she will always have her back, and she will only take him to the right path of spiritual growth and ascension, and she will only be his biggest aid. And she is very powerful, and she's very strong also. She may be a woman, or for some people who are in same-sex relationship, or for some people who have the man is the feminine energy and the woman is the masculine. In whatever case, I am just talking about the energy. He knows that she's very powerful. She may look like this, she may have this appearance, but she is actually powerful, and she can do many things. just by her wish and will, and she will not do it for her own greed or personal demands, or just to fulfill her worldly desires or materialistic goals. She will only do it when it is required, it's needed. He has made that clear demarcation towards her. And now he can see that the people in his family, the people in his negative soulmates, they are never going to have his back. They will never stand by his choice of her. They will always say, no, she is not good. And anybody they bring is only going to bring misery to him, pain to him, but they will always be blind to that. So for example, the mother brings the karmic for him and she says, you must marry her, you must get engaged with her. So he says, okay, since my mother is saying this, and on one side he is really in love with the divine feminine, and she's like, no, she's not so nice, you should not go for her, no, we don't like her skin color doesn't match with what we want, or her income, or her race, or her religion, or her age, or anything, her job, we don't like what she does for a living, oh no, she's just not the one for you, or she will simply not make you happy, or simply I don't like her, she's not the person who gives me good vibes, she's not a family material. So she would reject the divine feminine on very stupid things, and she will not think about the liking that the son has, and liking that has really got him captivated towards her, the connection he feels towards her, the love he feels towards her, and how desperate he is without her. He's just not satisfied, but she's like, no, I have found a girl for you. And this is my example. I'm giving the mother's example, but it could be anyone. It could be the sister who has a strong hold in the family. It could be one of his platonic friends who has been there in his life for a long time. It could be a guy friend also who has literally gotten raised with him. They were raised together, and he has everything. The divine masculine goes and takes his suggestion in everything. And if he says, no, dude, this is, she's not the one for you, man. I don't think she can do give you the love you want. And look at this, man. She's so different from you. She's from a completely different lifestyle, blah, 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 whatever. I'm just talking in his accent for the effect. So it could be anyone. Mostly for divine masculines, the fathers or the father figures or anybody who holds the fatherly energy, those are all supportive people, but they also lack the strength and the courage to support him wholeheartedly, even though they stand by him. So he has to find that strength in him, and he will see that, yeah, he does want to help me, but he's not able to help me. But maybe energetically, he's like, yeah, son, I'm happy with your choice, but it's up to you, like you do it, so he has to do it on his own. So now the karmic comes into the picture, and the karmic is someone initially he thinks, yeah, okay, I mean, it's better than fighting with the DF all the time, it's better than this, better than that, because he's still not done the inner work, or he hasn't gone through his life lesson. So he takes up that choice, and then slowly and gradually he gets very much battered and tortured, and literally he's wounded and he's bleeding, and he can see his wounds, he can see the blood oozing out of his heart, he's in pain, he's in trouble, and he tells his mother, no, I cannot do this anymore, she's torturing me, I'm so miserable right now. And she says, no, it's okay, you just have to do it for some time, it will be fine in some time. Then a month passes by, or 2 months pass by, and it gets worse. And he's like, it's getting worse, mom, I cannot do this anymore, please don't do this to me. Okay, you like her, but I don't like her. And she's like, oh, I know, it's because of that girl you kept talking about, that's why you're doing this to her. And then she will bring in all those sympathy factors. Now, these sympathy factors are the same factor that exists with the divine feminine. Like, I should not leave my path. I should not leave my gang. I've been with these people for so many years. These people are my known people. Like there are these stupid statements in the air going around, like a known enemy is better than an unknown friend, something like that. So these are all lame statements. Enemy, whether known or unknown, you don't want to hang out with them. Once the lesson is learned, once the energy is cleared, it's okay. They can go their own way. You can wish them well. So he is also given these things that, don't do this to the poor karmic. Where will she go? Now you have to support her. We have to support her. We have made the promises. Look, she has no one else to do this, do that. And then these sympathy factors also mirror. She has sympathy for the negative soulmates. He has sympathy for the negative soulmates. Eventually they both realize and they both understand in their own individual area, in their own fields, that these things are not for me, I'm done with this. And these people who are wounding me, my own people, they will never understand who I am and what I love and what is my reality, what is my authenticity, what is my real nature, what is my true being, and what do I really want to do, they will never stand by me. So this is the time he decides that he has made the choice. He has left everyone. He's left the karmic. He's left the people who are forcing him to be with the karmic for so long, and then he gives them a good thrashing. Or even if he doesn't give them a good thrashing, he knows, he says it to himself that, okay, I'm not getting influenced by them anymore. My DF is the one for me. She's the one I love. She's the one I want. Whether anyone tells me this or that, I don't care, because my energy is telling me so, my connection is telling me so, my soul is telling me so. She's the only one for me. Even if she's not living under the same roof with me, I feel her energy, I feel her presence every night and every day. That's my love for her. And the way she stood by me, and if she fought with me, now he's understanding, oh, she was telling me all of this, now I understand it, now I get it. So back then when she was telling him, don't do this, don't do that, that is not the right path to go, that is not the right thing to do, he would fight, because his soulmate group or his programming was so strong that he would think that what the hell is she saying? She doesn't know. She has no idea about life. It's only when he does the practical experience, and then he also has the past practical experience in the same life, which accumulates just like her. It all accumulates in one go. In one moment, it's all clear. In one moment. It just takes one moment actually. If you are a true meditator, it takes 1 second sometimes, 1 minute. 1 minute of strong focused attention can actually heal many, many wounds of many, many lives. And these two are connected for a very long time. Alright, so this is what has happened. Both of them have made the choice. The choice for Divine Feminine is the source and her masters and her guru. She has complete faith in them now, and she's not gonna get blinded no matter who says what. And she knows that they are the true love. They are the ones who has brought them to planet Earth for a specific mission, for a specific goal, and they will handle everything. They are showing her the miracles. As I said, that the miracles have already happened. She can see the synchronicity. She can see the universal signs, and she can see the special signs. She is connected, very well connected already. So this was the one small thing, the whole elephant was out, but that stubborn tail was stuck. So the tail is out now for real. She thought many times the tail is out. Many times she thought, yeah, now I'm done with the lesson. Now I think I have moved on. Now this, my friend, is also connected to the sacral chakra merge, and sacral chakra merge is one of the most important merges in the twin flame journey. When the sacral chakra merge happens, it can really, really do many healings, and many blocks are removed, and these people are now ready to be united in 5D. In fact, some of them are already getting united in 5D, and 3D would not be very far, but they have to keep doing the inner work on a daily basis. They have other work to do, especially for the Divine Feminine. Now her mission work has become more and more strong for her, and she is very busy with the mission work, and she has understood that, okay, my path is not this path of emotional drama, and for the materialistic world she has no place, no soft spot left anymore for the materialistic world. The connection that she had with the worldly world is done. It's over. The contract is signed and sealed, and the contracts also was done by those people also who were the negative soulmates. Even they realized that it's time now to move on for us also, because there's nothing left to do. Now that is their soul that understands it, on a soul level, on a 5D level, or before coming to planet Earth, they had this contract with the DF that we would be in contract with her, and this is our frequency. So it is mismatch of frequency, guys. It is mismatch of frequency. See it like that. No need to do the blame game anymore. You just cannot match the frequency. If there are two different radio channels working on different frequencies, you cannot overlap them. That does not happen. So with a clean heart, just, move on. And I'm saying this to anyone who resonates with it. And if you listen to it at later time, in some other time, because the channelings will be present on my channel, and you guys can listen to it, and you will get attracted to it as and when the time is right for you. So whenever you listen to this, no, this is a sign for you also from the universal domain, that you gotta pack your things, if not physically. then you have to make this shift mentally. It's very important. In some cases, the physical shift does not happen, though it will happen too, but in some cases, it does not happen immediately. But the most important shift is mental shift. And for this particular, case or this particular template that I'm healing today or I'm channeling for today in this particular session, for these people, this moving on phase came many times. It came many times. The bags were packed many times. Many times they packed the bags, but many times they said, okay, leave it, let it go. Something or the other would hold them back. Something or the other would stop them. Some amount of attachment was also always there, always there. That attachment is the killer, is the biggest issue in this journey. In the ascension journey, you cannot be attached with anyone. And the same thing now, this masculine is feeling that I cannot be attached with these people. My love, my true love is who it is, I know now. These are just attachments. The love I have with her is unconditional. It is without attachments. It is completely detached love, and yet I feel so strongly for her. That's why she knows this is love. It doesn't need body. It doesn't need intimacy. It doesn't need sexuality also. Now, since they have a earthly role to play, they will have sexual elements, but that does not mean that it runs them. Now, the sacral chakra is merged and it's fully healed. Now, the other chakras will follow. So, all the very best to all of you. Thank you so much for being here with me on this channeling session. One love and peace out. And you guys are my soul group. You guys are my brothers and sisters, all my soul brothers and soul sisters. And I really am happy and very proud of you all for doing all this great work, not keeping, all these materialistic pleasures in the scheme of your things, in the priority, but keeping your soul journey in priority. That's the best thing to do on the planet Earth right now. So yeah,